Getafe nil, Barcelona 2, and a game that really demonstrated that Barcelona are evolving, that they know exactly how to take care of games like this ones. They managed to come out on top in a very difficult, brawly, dense encounter. So without further ado, let's take a look at how exactly Barcelona managed to break their curse on the road as they got the very first victory away from home in the 2019-2020 season.
Before starting off, I want to thank our friends at Golazo Jersey, the #1 place for you to get cheap, accessible replica kits of your favorite footballing teams. They offer worldwide coverage as well as constant customer support, so rest assured that an order placed with them is an order for a very good product. You can check out their products right now at golazojersey.com.
Beginning right away with the very first half, the game was just a very tight encounter from the beginning. It was hard fought and it was a battle. Both teams were not conceding spaces, they were trying to stay solid at the back, and although Barcelona had most of the possession, really Frankie de Jong and Arthur didn't manage to touch the ball as much in the final third, and we weren't able to create as many suitable, smooth chances as we would have wanted to. It took a while though for those to arrive, but the game eventually opened up as Carles Perez forced a very big save onto David Soria, and Angel did the very same thing with Marc-André Ter Stegen. Luis Suarez almost scored a beauty from outside the box, all incredible 3 chances that came within 5 minutes, so this game started to ramp up a little bit. Those spaces that throughout the entirety of the game were lacking started to appear with more frequency, and within that chance, particularly the first one of Carles Perez on Alam Niom, which Niom just turned off completely, honestly, because a guy of his stature, a man of that body build, shouldn't be conceding a chance like that to Carles Perez. But well, apparently good for us, Carles Perez got onto it, and after that Getafe got a little bit more, okay, they are attacking here, we're not looking as solid at the back, and it's the very same thing with Barcelona. If your plan necessarily from the get-go is not to attack, you're gonna get nervous really quickly, and that's what happened in the very first half. That's how I believe the game started to just spice up a little bit. Initially, you would be mistaken to think that this would benefit Barcelona, but actually Getafe with Bordelas, they might have spoken something before because their pressure was very highly, resulting in sometimes something which I have never seen before. That is a player getting inside the box when the goalkeeper is trying to pass it from his own net. That is just a foul that I haven't been seeing in a very long time, but that happened today because Mata and Angel were very close to the box and area of Ter Stegen. They really wanted to pressure highly to trouble Barcelona as much as possible, and trust me, they were causing a lot of problems. Barcelona looked shaky for the very first time within the game. Ter Stegen had to save our asses for 2 times until, well, he anticipated that incredible ball which he ended up passing to Luis Suarez and assisting for the very first goal. I mean, Ter Stegen put on the number 10 shirt for that particular scenario, and that was a ball that only the world's best passers like a Pirlo, like a Messi can do, and man, did it look powerful, it looked with intention, and it looked precise. The finish from the Suarez at the end was also incredible, and given that he was a little bit sloppy of late, I gotta say that that was natural for him. Apparently, when we give Luis Suarez not too many chances to react, not too much time, he's gonna put it in the back of the net. So perhaps that's something that Valverde might want to tweak with. But considering the performances of Barcelona on the road lately, I gotta say that they look solid and deserve to have the lead. In the second half, Getafe looked more attacking. I gotta say the substitution of Kennedy for Alain Niom looked to prove somewhat successful for them. Getafe looked more dynamic and much more fast than they were before, so I gotta give them kudos for that. But I also gotta give credit to Ernesto Valverde if in fact it was his decision, because Barcelona took no time to identify that Getafe were improving, and if that wasn't going to happen easy, I don't know what would have happened to the game, because Getafe could have easily equalized and then Barcelona would be put in a very worse decision. And what I mean that Barcelona identified is that there was an opportunity for Carles Perez to run at Marc Cucurella, because Cucurella, we know he's a left back, okay? He has been playing for Barcelona and everything, he might know that system, but he's way more attacking than defensive, and that clearly showed, because Carles Perez took advantage of all of the spaces that he left in behind, and that resulted in him shooting from outside the box, and then a rebound from David Soria, and it was Junior Firpo putting it past it as we get the 2-0. So overall, Barcelona, in that small shift of tactics, they managed to win, and that is something that Barcelona haven't been doing lately. Barcelona have been only having one plan, and that's it for the entirety of the game. We need to identify those moments that can either adjust the team for better or worse, and Valverde here got the better hand of Bordelas, and I gotta give him kudos. At the end of the game, it already saw that Getafe were kind of giving in. Bordelas made a lot of attacking substitutions, but still it wasn't enough, and the players, that's when you can rest. Many problems with Barcelona before is that they rest too often with just a 1-goal lead, and that's not good enough, or they rest even with a 0-0 draw. You cannot do that. You have to put a substantial amount of distance between you and the opposition, so that then you can have a much more balanced 4-4-2 to counter-attack and then hurt them, because that's what Barcelona did in the end. Barcelona favored a lot of the long balls and through balls as well onto Luis Suarez, onto Carles Perez, onto Antoine Griezmann until he got substituted, and that is very positive in a sense, because Barcelona then started to play at what Getafe normally do, which is being solid, being just close it at the back and letting them attack you to hit them on the counter. And that's when you can do it, when you are 2-0 up, not when it's 0-0. So be very, very intelligent, Valverde, on how you do this for the future, because this same thing was a mistake you made against Roma and against Liverpool. Almost at the end of the game, Barcelona had to suffer though, because Clement Lenglet did get a red card for 2 yellows. I cannot recall the very first encounter, the very first foul he committed, so I couldn't tell you if it was actually deserved by the end of it, but that second yellow was 100%. Instead of Arturo Vidal, who was preparing to come in, Barcelona decided to go with Jean-Pierre Todibo, of course, and I think that is very, very positive, because taking into account that we don't have Samuel Umtiti, Todibo will be the player that will be next to Gerard Piqué in that game against Sevilla, so get him some minutes in there, it's positive for everyone. So moving on now into individual performances, I really want to spend some time on Junior Firpo, and I'll tell you why. At the start, when we bought him and everything, I was happy because I was seeing that we can gonna get a good left back that can replace Jordi Alba for the foreseeable future. But I don't know if in the long run, like the foreseeable future, I mean like 1-2 more years, but I don't know whether he can reach that potential. There is something in him that I still do not see, and that's just me. I would like to see it, and I just want more opportunities for him to demonstrate that. But for the very first 45 minutes, I think he didn't have that at all in him. It was very surprising that he didn't manage to get a yellow card because he put in like 7 fouls in that first half. That was honestly very bad. But I can also be worried for him. I can also have some sympathy because I know that Bordelas was something that probably told the players, okay, go to Junior Firpo because he's been looking shaky of late. So yes, I certainly know that that was the tactic, that they wanted to get into the head of Junior Firpo to get him a red card, get him a yellow or something. That might have been a sub-tactic that Bordelas implemented in his game plan. And it honestly kind of did work. But then in the second half, I'm very happy that he got that goal. It was a goal that demonstrates an attacking-minded player, because making that run, searching and trying to just commit to it is something that not too many players have. So I do want to commend him in it, and that's probably something that Barcelona saw initially. I didn't see many games of Real Betis last season, but I don't think it actually takes that much to realize that Junior Firpo is way better attacking than at his defending. Right now, I know that he can be a good player. I think that he can reach a good level, but I don't know if he can be that like amazing world-class left back still. But I know that with a little bit of kind of coaching, he can be that. I just want to see it yet. So I encourage Junior Firpo also to kind of build from this goal, you know, get confidence back so that he can be better, especially for games to come, like the one against Inter and Sevilla, which are very important. And now we move into the second and final player which I want to talk about in this video, and that is not going to be Luis Suarez, it's not going to be Antoine Griezmann, is not going to be Ousmane Dembele. No, even though he got injured, I'm gonna be doing a video on it. Rest assured, I'm going to do a video on Ousmane Dembele because I'm getting annoyed. It's going to be Carles Perez, because he's going to be needing to take that mantle, because we got no Messi, we got no Ansu Fati, and now no Dembele. So Carles Perez will be the guy playing with Antoine Griezmann and Suarez in those two very huge games against Inter and Sevilla. And I gotta say that today he did a lot, guys, to get himself into the name of the first team. He really did. I thought he was superb. He was one of the best players on the field. Initially, he was kind of like tasting the water to see how hard he had to push it. And man, after that run against Nyon, he really turned it up. He had the right decision, something that I've been really criticized of him. Before, I was saying that he was a little bit too eager to just try to get the ball into the back of the net, and sometimes that's not the best option. But today he managed between passing and shooting, and all due respect to him, he's learning that balance. So right now, to you guys, I can say that I feel confident of having someone like Carlos Perez in our team for those 2 games. I feel that he can grow even more playing against higher opposition. So it will be nice to see how he will develop by the end of the day. So overall, I just gotta say that we have to be happy with Barcelona because they broke that curse away from home. And I thought that this could be a ground that we could honestly just have more trouble with, but Barcelona proved us wrong. So I'm happy. I'm very happy because my expectations were low for this game and they came out with a win. So well done, guys. Well done. You deserve that victory. But now, hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more like them, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.